let's not disrupt any evidence being taken or questions, and everyone present is expected to conduct themselves with dignity and respect. And Mr. Amali, we in turn will also ensure that we treat you with fairness and courtesy. Samuel, could you please administer the oath?
I swear.
I swear.
By Almighty God.
By mighty God.
That the evidence.
That the evidence.
I shall give to this commission.
That I shall give to this commission.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
Nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
For the record, please could you state your full names, your profession, and your address?
My name is Vincent Ameli. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Seychelles Meteorological Authority, and I reside at the Pointe-aux-Ceylas district on Mahe.
And for how long have you held that position?
For 35 years now.
It's a long time. And Mr. Emily, are you able to explain to us what the Seychelles Meteorological Authority does and what data and records your office hold?
Yeah, basically we have the mandate to observe and predict the weather and climate condition in Seychelles. We also monitor and predict tsunami and other hydrological, meteorological phenomena for the country. So basically, we are the mandated authority with everything that has to do with hydrometeorological hazards for observation and forecasting for the country.
And your recording stations are throughout the Republic, correct?
Yeah. For a number of years now, we have quite a number of weather stations across Mahe, Pral, and Nadig, and even on some of the outer islands. Some of the stations are dated for like 30 years. Some are a little bit less years, 20, 25, 7 years. But they are all good data that we can use to do research and to go back like 5 to 7 years or beyond to do research and to see what has happened and to try to get a best explanation of weather and climate condition in Seychelles.
And Mr. Emily, you know why you've been called here, right? So let's go straight into the night of the explosion. Have you prepared a report for us on the meteorological records for the 6th and 7th of December 2023?
Yeah. Yes, I have, and I also have a PowerPoint presentation, because when we talk about meteorological and climate condition, it's can become sometimes quite technical. So I have a small presentation of a few slides to basically take you through of what I believe took place on the 6th, 7th, and even on the 8th of December 2023.
Thank you. You may proceed. You have it open there, and
yeah.
we can see the screen.
Yeah. Basically, if you look at the first slide, this is what we call the rainfall distribution on Mahe. And here I'm showing more or less for the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th of December. This graphical diagram shows more or less how rainfall has been distributed over the Mahe. We have the scale on the right, which shows the millimeters of rain for each color. That's how I will describe my graph. It's like the scale of millimeters. From top lower, it's the minimum rainfall, and as you go above top, it's the highest rainfall, which here is showing more or less indicating by the blue color. So wherever you will see the blue color on the graph, it shows that this is where we were experiencing more rainfall, and where you will see white or yellow, this is more or less represented by less rainfall. You will see on the 1st of December, We had rain, because you can see on the map of Mai, it's colored everywhere, but it was not a lot of rainfall. That's what the scale is showing here. On the second, you have some yellow-orange color. Again, this does not represent a lot of rainfall. In the scale, it's like 0.5 to 20 millimeters of rain for the 1st and 2nd of December. And this is 24 hours rainfall. On the 3rd and the 4th, more or less the same. We started to get a little bit more rainfall. On the 5th, you can see that the color started to change and becoming blue, especially to the central and northern part of Mahi. And when it comes to the 6th, which is the second graph below from the left, we see that to the north, there was a lot of rain, because like I've said, the scale shows that it's blue, and this is the value that represents more rain. But again, it shows that most of the rain were concentrated more to the north and northwestern part of Mahi. There was still not much into the south and eastern part of Mahi, and eastern part also covers more or less Providence area. So there was not much rain eastern part of Mahi. Most rain were more to the north, but then on the 7th, you can see that now the blue color disappeared. It shows that the rain was decreasing on the 7th, and the same thing happened on the 8th of December. Rain gradually decreases. So in general, this slide here, it shows that we had a lot of rain, I will put it this way, a lot of rain, but particularly on the 6th, but it was concentrated more to the north and northwestward of Mai. So there are many other ways that we can interpret this information, and I put for the commission maybe better interpretation. I put another slide here, and even if I said that the rain was more to the north and northwest part of Mai, and to the eastern coast Providence, it was not too much, you cannot just say that it was not too much, because there were rains. So we use a technique here of what we call 95 percentile and 99 percentile. These are two values that will allow you now, from all the rains that you got, to determine which one were very significant, which amount that you will consider very heavy rainfall. So the 95 percentiles represent, all these values here, represent more or less when you had rain that you can consider. All these values are rains that you can consider very heavy rainfall. And then 99 percentiles are rains that you will consider extreme. So if in these areas that I've shown you on the first graph, you got rain of this magnitude here, you will consider that they were quite heavy, and definitely it can cause some problem. But we can move to the next one now. If you look at this one, and this is actually now showing the 99th percentile and the 98th percentile, you will see that the 99th percentile and the 98th percentile only appear here on the 6th of December, and it's more or less to the north. So like I've said, the 95 and 98 represent heavy rainfall and extreme, and here on the graph, it's represented by these red dots. So again, this confirm from what I've said, that most of the rain, heavy rainfall now, were concentrated more to the north and northeastern part of Mai. Nothing in terms of eastern, including Providence. We did not have these 95, 98 or heavy rainfall in this area. When it comes to thunderstorm now, I think this is also something very important. We get a lot of thunderstorm here in Seychelles, particularly during the rainy season. Our climatological average shows that most of the thunderstorm, we will get it basically in January, February. And this is during the time we have our peak rain, we are in our peak rainy season. But what you can see here, it's from 1972 since we started to record thunderstorm here in Seychelles. You will see that the highest thunderstorm days that we had was in was in, you can see that in 2019 and 2020. And this is represented here by the yellow colors to distinguish the highest amount of rain days compared to the others. They are all rain days, but the yellow color shows that the highest number. And you can see here that the highest was 63 rain days in 2019 and 59 thunder days in 2020. And during this time, and this is the point, during this time, there was no explosion. And this, you are talking about the highest we have ever recorded. During 2023, we had only 42. So 2019 and 2020 were the highest. So I believe it's safe to say that to try to say that maybe, or to make certain statement that what happened, if there's anything to do with thunderstorm or weather, I think in terms of precipitation and thunderstorm, it can't be. Because if it was the case, then we could have had it before, based on the information that is there available before us. So I think this is basically what I would like to say in terms of thunderstorm and precipitation from the 1st to 8th of December 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Emily. Is that the last slide, or do you have any more you want to?
I think this one is the last one.
Yes, and you have also produced a report.
Yes, I did.
Do you want to go through the report or tell us anything specifically on the report that you've presented here?
Yeah, the report more or less gives a little bit more information about what I've just presented. Basically, mentioned that here in Seychelles, we used to have thunderstorm activities. And like I've said, it's more common during our rainy season, January, February. And the record from 1972 shows that we have a number of years, particularly in 2019, 2020, where we recorded the highest number of thunder days. Like I've mentioned, 63 thunder days in 2019, which I believe this is a lot. And then in 2020, more than 59 thunder days. And then I also mentioned in the report that for December 2023, we had 42. Still significant, but not as a big amount compared to the two previous years that I mentioned. And it's also very important to mention is that thunderstorm tends to follow where you have very active clouds, activities, heavy rainfall. And I mentioned earlier that most of the heavy rainfall, 95 percentile, 98 percentile, was more or less to the north and northwest of Mai. And these thunderstorms were recorded in this area, not necessarily to the central or elsewhere on Mai. The thunderstorms were recorded to the north, where we were also having this heavy rainfall. So I think this is very important to mention that it's not like we say thunderstorm, but it was thunderstorm everywhere. We also try to give where we are getting this thunderstorm. But like I've said, it was more or less to the north where the active clouds were forming.
So can I just understand you correctly? On the night of the 6th, going into the 7th of December 2023, in the areas around Providence, Petit Paris, there was hardly much rain, and there was no lightning and thunderstorms.
No. We had rain, but it was not considered heavy rainfall to cause any issues. It's just like a normal rain, like you can experience it elsewhere in the country. And actually, on the 6th and 7th, most part of Mai recorded rainfall, but the heavy rainfall was to the north. And this is what we consider as heavy rainfall, extreme rainfall, but not elsewhere on Mahi.
Are you able to tell us what is the typical rainfall in and around the Providence area, the Petite Paris?
Yeah, it was around, varies between, there were instances that there were 10 to 15. Sometimes it went up to 20, 30, but the maximum that it reached was 50, 60 millimeters, not more than that. And like I've said, this is a rain that we normally get often, and we don't consider this amount of rain like heavy rainfall. It doesn't fall into our criteria of the definition of heavy rainfall.
Sure, and we are aware, and we've been told that there was floods in the north.
Yeah.
Were there any floods in the Providence
No.
Petite Paris area?
No.
No.
There was none.
None at all?
No.
Okay. Do you, Mr. Rufuto, want to ask a question?
Really, in meteorological language, what is the difference between light to moderate rainfall and light passing showers?
Okay. Yeah. you won't get light passing showers during December, because this is the season where we are in our rainy season, and the way the clouds form, the way we get our rainfall, depends on other factors. Whereas when we talked about passing showers, we are talking about rain during the southeast monsoon, the season that we are currently in. And this is basically driven by the southeast monsoon wind. So the wind comes and push clouds over, Seychelles, Mai, and give us what we call light passing showers, because it's passing with the wind. And this type of rain will not cause much. And actually, during this time of the year, we don't put too much emphasis on rain. We talk more about strong winds. So this is the difference. Is like it's a different in season. During the northwesterly monsoon, our rainy season, we don't talk about passing showers. We talk passing showers during the southeast monsoon season, from May to September.
But can light passing showers produce thunder and lightning?
Generally, no. Generally, no, because like I've said, there are many mechanisms that create thunderstorm. One of which is very active clouds. Another one is you need to have other parameters that meet certain criteria, and these criteria you only get them during the northwesterly monsoon from November to March. They are not present during the southeasterly monsoon. So generally speaking, you will not get this type of condition during the southeasterly monsoon, but weather is weather, and that's why we do it. Things sometimes change, but it doesn't change in the normal. It doesn't change like something like you can say, this is the pattern. But it can happen during your southeast monsoon, where you can have an extreme weather event that comes and give you a lot of rain. We had this in 1997 in August. We were during our dry season, and we had a El Nino event that came during our dry season that convert our dry season into a wet season. But this is what we call extreme weather pattern. It's not something that is, every year.
But I have observed during the month of April especially, there were no rain, but a heavy thunder and lightning.
Yes, you can have this in April, because April is more or less a month that we consider a transition period, where you're gradually moving away from your rainy season to your dry season. And during this time of the year, the wind is calm, and certain parameters can form to give you some thunderstorm, but it's not something that you see often.
My last question. What is in Creole the term of Zambarin?
Zambarin?
Zambarin.
I have no idea of this one.
No, slight rain. My grandparents used to say, this is a small Zambarin.
Yeah, but
you heard about it?
It's another word for passing showers. It's just like light.
A Creole term?
Yeah, light passing, but will not cause major. Yeah.
You are not
major
aware
issue.
of it, no?
No.
Jamboy,
No.
first time you heard it?
First time I heard it. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe you need to teach me on this one.
Thank you, Mr. Ruku. George, do you have anything?
Mr. Amili, in the investigation that ensued following the explosion of 7 December, were you requested by the police to provide a report
Yes,
about the weather
Yes.
conditions prevailing at the time of the explosion?
yes,
Did you submit that report?
yes.
Thank you. That is all.
And just to follow up on that, has your authority ever been asked to provide climate data or rainfall data to perhaps the Disaster Risk Management Division or the Commissioner of Police in connection with the safety of these facilities in the Providence area, particularly CCCL?
No, I can't recall. We often talk with our partners to provide information because this is the place, if you want climate and weather information, this is the place to come. So we assist whenever there's a request. But for that particular case, no, I can't recall that anybody came to ask for climatological information.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Amali. I believe that we have no further questions for you, apart from just producing your report. And thank you for the detailed report. It's very helpful, which will be produced as Exhibit H. Thank you very much. You're now free to leave. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much. Thank you. So that brings us to the end of day, the close of our witnesses for today. We will resume tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you.